Good evening to you there. Good afternoon to you. Good morning to you from wherever you are watching from. So you are welcome. And this is Mayegun Live. Lórí Facebook, lórí YouTube. Gbogbo bó ṣe ń lọ ni Mayegun já wa sí. Share this broadcast. Invite your friends. Invite your not so friendly friends and tell them Mayegun today. Àní Mayegun máa wí. Mayegun Diary. Ó sì tún ṣeré wàá gbọ́ níbẹ̀ o. Mayegun Diary. Mayegun Diary, diary politico. Mayegun Diary. Godfatherism, kò sí lọ́rọ̀ Mayegun. Mayegun Diary. As you are joining, sharing the broadcast, remember to drop your offerings, like the video, share it, engage with it. That's how we go. I mean, that's how we roll. Call them. Call them. Thank you. Call them. There's a particular group I would like you to invite, especially. They are the YYF. That's what they call them. Yoruba Youth Forum. They are the radical youth that Adeyinka Grandiot represents or represented, because it's going to be away for a while now. So you will be so kind of, immersed sort of in this conversation tonight, so to say, okay? Because I am going to take you down the memory lane, and then at the same time, we must continue to separate rogues like this from the noble, legitimate idea of self-determination for Yoruba people. You see, I want you to pay attention very well, and I want you to read the comment very well. I want you to tag all these YYF rogues. They are Yorubas. They are those hateful scums in Yoruba land who want to make you believe, or who has made you believe, that Yoruba people are whatever you have in that your mind. The Yoruba people are this, Yoruba people are that. This crop of cretins are those that Adeyinka Grandiot represented. It ended there badly, and I don't want any one of us to what? To tag this as a target on the Yoruba nation campaigner and advocacy, advocates all over the world. Do not let those idiots following Adeyinka Grandiot, do not let them brainwash you and call this crime that Grandiot is jailed for like it's a target on Yoruba people. So I'm ready for all of you tonight. Call them, tell them, Mayegun today. Àní ẹ̀sùn rákì. Mayegun ti dé. Mayegun ti dé. Ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn rákì. Mayegun ti dé. Àní ẹ̀sùn rákì. Mayegun ti dé. Thank you so much for joining me. Mayegun ti dé. Àní ẹ̀sùn rákì. Mayegun ti dé. Lórí YouTube. Mayegun ti dé. Àní ẹ̀sùn rákì. Mayegun ti dé. Ọba bá gbé wúrẹ́. I want you to please listen to me tonight very, very attentively. Many of you who are going to watch this video, or many of you watching the broadcast live right now, you have your own conspiracy theory when it comes to the relationship between Nigeria and the British, or let me say Britain, which is the UK. And at the same time, many of you have the conspiracy theory that the reason why Nigeria can never break is because the British don't want Nigeria to break. All this myth and all these theories you have in your head, I am not going to dismiss them. But I just want you to listen to me and tell me attentively facts from makeups. And the utmost of all of this message tonight is to let you see clearly that the ideology of Yoruba nation, which is noble, legitimate, and legal, anywhere in the whole world where you promote self-rule, self-determination, peacefully, without preaching hate, and the rest of that, you are not committing any crime. Adeyinka Grandiot committed a serious crime when it comes to us in the UK. There are many, many Yorubas who are like, how come they didn't arrest Nnamdi Kanu as well? Shebi Nnamdi Kanu was also broadcasting from the UK. That is why I said, I want us to listen attentively, so that you can separate facts from fiction. And do not let anybody tell you. And even if they say it, do not listen to them. Okay? The jailing of Adeyinka Grandiot has nothing to do with Yoruba nation. And I will tell you about it tonight. He's gone rogue. And there are many, many of you who can testify to that. When you started seeing the signal, this guy is not making any sense anymore. This path that you are actually like propagating, this is completely un-Yoruba, until it turned on you, the Yorubas yourselves. Abi, how many of you have forgotten that in the book of all these rascals, in the book of all these oceans, in the book of all these mentally disturbed Yorubas, if you are not in support of their style, of their modus of whatever, violence and the rest, definitely your Yoruba-ness will be put to question. That was the path they were moving on. To the point that when they started with the Fulanis are our enemies, then they went on to Igbos our enemies. Then they went on to dominate the Igbos are the Yoruba's enemies. Then to the point that they must be exterminated. They must be killed in Lagos. Their businesses must be attacked. It didn't just stop at just making social media all talk. The UK government gave Adeyinka Grandiot a chance, right? To what? To stop that kind of spread of hatred and incitement of a violence against a particular tribe in Nigeria. So in our own book here in the UK, it is a crime, especially when you incite that people should be attacked, people should be killed, simply because they are Igbos, because they are Fulanis, because they are Hausas, or they are people who are non-Yorubas. That is a crime. They gave him a chance from the beginning that he should stay away from social media and he should stop posting all those hateful, divisive messages. He stopped for a while. Yes, he did. But guess what? He couldn't stop. His mental problem couldn't let him stop for long. After 7-8 months, he started all over again. And now, how did he become obsessed with the with the Igbos? How did the Yoruba nation advocacy shifted from preaching about the marginalization of the Yorubas, the unfair treatment of the Yorubas, the unjust and unequal, position of Yorubas in the project Nigeria? How does that now become something that we have to target a tribe, in particular for somebody who is educated? So he missed it. And that is the fact and fiction we are going to discuss tonight. His position changed from Yoruba's freedom to Tifnumbu's presidency. And these guys are not even, they are not even ashamed. Yoruba nation. Tifnumbu is their leader. Fulanis are enemies of Yorubas. But Tifnumbu is a friend of a Fulani president. All these things are not connecting. They are not making sense. Yoruba land has been invaded. People have been killed, displaced. Villages have been ransacked and desolated. Our people have turned to refugees in another country. All under the Fulani president that Tifnumbu backed and continue to back. The Fulani president, whose vice is a Yoruba man. Despite all of this, despite the fact that these are the selling points for everyone talking about Yoruba nation, Yoruba nation, it is about the unjust and unfair treatment of the Yorubas. This is the argument, right? So Tifnumbu never said anything about that. Tifnumbu never, ever spoke about this in public. Oshubade Ikene Shatabandu, fake Pastor Ruga, who is the vice president to the Fulani president, they never said anything about it. They pretended that they are not happening. But Adeyinka Grandiot goes on every day to instigate young Yorubas, to blame them for, to blame the Igbos for why Yorubas are unfairly treated in Nigeria. Yet, the person is also pushing Tifnumbu. Some people are asking today, how come? Shebi there must be some people behind them. Let me tell you this. Majority of those you see on social media, especially majority of them who always come with, I give authority. We will do this, we will do that. Yeah? Majority of them are only living in the euphoria, the euphoria of social media, the praise singing of social media. You can do it of social media. Let's shut it down. Let's attack them. Let's do this. Let's show them of social media. These are people who have no substance. They can't really do anything for real. But the difference here is this. It is working for Adeyinka Grandiot. They have no real connection with these politicians in Nigeria. It is such a shame that you will leave Nigeria. And then when you figure out that things are not really perfect, not working the way they should, and then you want to lend your own kind of ideas, but at the end of the day, yeah, your idea is now leading them back to the same rogues, the same criminals, who put them in this same sorry situation. So Grandiot became popular when he started talking about the 1960 pre-independence, independence, and post-independence Nigeria. And is very good. Of course. It was so good that it could remind many people about where we were coming from, what we could have become, and why Nigeria has been limiting us, which are all reasonable, legitimate points that are always going to be valid whenever conversation about should Yoruba leave Nigeria, should Yoruba not be part of Nigeria anymore. Why? These are legitimate arguments. But at the same time, Adeyinka Grandiot, which we didn't know, is also a member of APC, Egbekegbe. So talking about the Yoruba marginalization, Yoruba's greatness, what Yoruba could be, this and that, all these beautiful ideas attracted many Yorubas who also feels like we are not getting a fair deal or a fair or reasonable equal deal as part of Nigeria, which ordinarily is what federalism or true federalism means. It means everybody have the equal chance, manage your own affair, and without any interference from any other third party from other places. This is what we agreed to in becoming part of Nigeria, right? But are we going to ignore the fact that since 1999, since the return to the democratic rule, Yorubas have been the one in charge of Yoruba land. Yorubas have been the ones who have been the governors. Yorubas have been your senators. Yorubas have been your rep members. Yorubas have been your House of Assembly members. excuse me, Yorubas have been commissioners and as advisors, contractors, executors, and the rest of that in Yoruba land. For 23 years, none of these Yorubas found it worthy to push and pull Yorubas out of this unequal arrangements. Rather, they were preaching one Nigeria, one Nigeria. So in 2015, when Yorubas started murmuring like, this shouldn't be it. This is not going to be, this is one chance. Because they are members of APC, they decided to then deviate. Tifnumbu and gang, they promised the true federalism. They promised the resource control. They promised the state police. They promised us that we'll be in charge of our own affair if they have a chance of being in government in 2015. So after that 2015, we were supposed to hold them responsible. We were supposed to hold them and say it, spit it out, spit it out. Adeyinka Grandiot and his other rogues of a mentally disturbed Yorubas, they decided to play a smart one on us. In 2018, when I personally believed then that since Nigeria is a political creation, let's not forget that Nigeria is a political creation, even though it is a business center or business venture that they opened up for business purpose, but it is still a political creation from 1960. When they did their 1966 coup and they suspended the Independence Constitution and they decided to form this one Nigeria, it was still a political decision. So personally, I felt that if we have young Yorubas who feels like Yorubas have been shortchanged indeed, and the Yorubas in charge of Yoruba land for the past 23 years, they have been partners in that, in that sabotage of Yoruba people, unfair treatment. And you can tell the result is what we have today. We are also part of the poorest people in Africa. We are also living in a country without electricity. We are living in a country without infrastructure. Now we are living in a place, we are part of a place, we have no security. So for 23 years, Yorubas have been in charge of Yoruba land. And they've continued to tell us that Yorubas, one Nigeria, one Nigeria. So if you feel otherwise, how about we come together politically and get rid of all these rogues and send the true Yoruba sons and daughters, those who genuinely believe in Yoruba land and the development of the Yoruba people, the people who genuinely believe in what we agreed to in 1957, 1960, when Nigeria was to be given an independence. That was the reason why I met with this guy. You have a brilliant idea. You have lovely, 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 brilliant ideas about what Yorubas could do. But you are missing something. Why are you not mentioning those Yorubas in Yoruba land, including Tifnumbu? Since 1999, Tifnumbu has been in the political space of Yoruba land to the point that they believe that he is the most influential Yoruba politician alive today. Do you get that? But of what influence? His influence is for one Nigeria. You, Adeyinka Grandiot, your interest is for Yoruba people. Tifnumbu and gang, what their interest is for what Nigeria, what they can get from Nigeria, and they are getting it. How come you are stating all our problems and you are then avoiding the people who created the problems? We cannot say Nigeria is unfair to us. And the criminals who are parading themselves as Yoruba politicians, Yoruba obas, Yoruba leaders, Yoruba this and that, including Tifnumbu and gang, you can't spare them and say, Nigeria is this to us. Then what happened to these ones who are not saying anything? What happened to them who are actually fighting to take their own turn at the table? What happened to us when you have the number 2 man in Nigeria is a Yoruba man? So I said, that's an argument that is lost on us. We are young people. Why don't you just let us team together, mobilize ourselves, and politically dethrone these people in Yoruba land? I was naive. I agree. Some of you know my history. That was when I brought the idea of a Green Party, and I met with him in London. You see, people were complaining. There were protests in London in 2018, if I remember. I think it was 2018 or 2017. So there was this protest in London, and it has all the, Nigerians, Benue, people from Benue. That was when the killings in Benue was really, really, really mental. Do you get that now? So we're in London. And before then, I think Before then, we used to talk. We would talk about things and the rest of that. Mayegun, you believe in a political situation and all of that. We don't believe that. We will start attacking this, we'll start attacking that. And I said, listen, people who want to really attack, are you with me? People who really want to go out there to fight, they don't need social media. Do you understand? They don't. Oh, we are going to kill, we are going to bomb Muritala Muhammad. We are going to bomb Nigeria Stock Exchange in Lagos. We are going to bomb Apapa Wharf. We are going to, I said, Baba, logically, this doesn't make any sense. I met with him. Yes, I think I shared the picture earlier. Let me see if I still have it. This was us. And the conversation we were having in London that day was that we stopped at a restaurant. And I said, me, I have Green Party, where I'm encouraging young Yorubas to take up a political position, no godfather, no need to bribe any ESCO. Do you think you have what it takes in your own area, to represent them, House of Assembly? So I did that in Ogun State to practicalize that experience. So I met with him and I said, you have a lot to offer. People like you should encourage us to go into politics and possibly take charge of our region, and people who have that radical mind. If the people who believe in Yoruba nation are the senators from Yoruba land, are the senators representing Yoruba land, they are senators who believe in Yoruba nation. The House of Assembly in Yoruba land, they are people who believe in Yoruba nation. The governors, they are people, that was the idea. So I met with him. I said, we can build that. Then he said something which was so sensible, but it's impossible. He said, why don't you change your Green Party to Yoruba Nationalist Party? I said, that's part of the problem. Because those who put together the fake constitution in Nigeria, they are afraid of any what do you call it? Your ethnic political identity. They don't want it. I said, it's a beautiful idea. If Nigeria was to be a country, right, it shouldn't be a problem to register Yoruba Nationalist Party. So everybody knows, say, Yoruba Nationalist Party are the party who want to break away from Nigeria. Legitimately, if it is not because Nigeria is not a real place. And then I told him, I said, but we can disguise. For example, let's say in Ogun State, if we manage and we take over the governorship and we got the state assembly, and people realize that these people in Ogun State, majority of them are Yoruba nation, and they've already gained access to this, Ogun State can become the sanctuary for those who genuinely want to defend Yoruba nation and promote Yoruba nation. If they are chasing you anywhere in Nigeria, you can run to Ogun State. That was how naive I was, thinking if we give that idea to the people who are oppressed, now you don't need godfather, you don't need to bribe anybody. Just if you know you have what it takes, come and pick our form free of charge. So we can disguise it. Then when they gain access in, then we can begin to push Yoruba Nationalist Party. Something, talking to him. And it was like, I have some information about the Green Party. Like, the negative part, that it wasn't seeing the positive stuff I was seeing. Though at the end of the day, not in his way, but he was right. At the end of the day, the political idea that I attempted in Ogun State then was defeated by the people who were trying to help. You know the story, Abi? But that was when I met with him. Then I said, there are things you want to do. There are people you are talking to. Let me tell you something, right? Let me tell you something quickly. If I should be talking or reacting or begin to make mouth based on the number of people that talk to me and their personalities, by now, maybe I may have a lot of people watching me, but it's going to be like a candle, right? When you lit a candle afresh, it will just, it will go slow, then it will start blowing, boo, 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 boo. But eventually, the wax is going to melt. It's going to melt. It's going to melt until it will blow out. Because majority of what people say to people like myself, they are not things you can put one and two together and start talking about in public. If you want to put together people who are going to be this special squad, special this, people who are going to bomb Papa off, people who are going to bomb this and that. You are not going to say it publicly. You shouldn't say it publicly. Because if you really have the capacity to do that, you will do it first. Now, when you start doing it for whatever purpose you want to, maybe to gain attention, then I told him, I said, I am not comfortable with the idea to say, we will fight them. We must fight them. Everybody must go and get gone. Everybody must go and kill them. I said, that idea, as good as it sounds, sounds like self-destructive to me. This was me, I thought I was having a normal chat with a normal person, like, young people having chats about how they are concerned about our people back home. At the same time, trying to see if we can avoid anything like violence and all of that. You see, talking about violence and all of that, right, doesn't make you a Superman, doesn't make you, a big man. Some people feel big when they brag about how violent they can be. We can do this, we can do that, and the rest of that. I thought I was talking to a normal person. I said, I am not comfortable with the ideology of we need to go and get gone to fight our enemies. We should also at least make it clear where. When you said you are going to bomb a Papa Wharf, because it's being controlled by Fulani, you are going to bomb Lagos Airport because it's being controlled by Fulani. I said, now when you bomb them, what happened after when you destroy them? You take them over, and what? He said, we'll rebuild them. I said, why do you have to destroy them? Why do you have to fight a war in Yoruba land when your idea of war is not to go to the people who are destroying our land? If your intel says they just want to destroy our land, Abi, the idea of war is not when you begin to blow up your own properties, is it? Is it when you begin to blow up and you start burning your own properties because you are fighting your enemies? I'm not comfortable with that. There are other ways too that we can explore. And even if you have that capacity, it is never going to appeal to Yorubas like me. Because I will ask, what's the logic behind bombing a Papa Wharf if we say it was developed by the Yorubas for the Yoruba land, and we wanted to serve the Yoruba people and Yoruba land? You get what I mean now? So I thought I was talking to a normal person. But guess what? Immediately, just like some people are doing in Ilanomo Odua today, and some of those people who are doing Yoruba Nation today, the moment they see Mayegun kind of involved, which I am not always like, so committed. Just when they see me with the people they know, that Mayegun, all that. And I even brought him here, I said, the rhetoric of Igbos ate Yoruba, Yoruba ate Igbos, Hausa ate Yoruba, Fulani ate this and that. I said, this ideology is not so pure. They are so misleading and they are so self-serving. I didn't know that he was actually talking from the background of his relationship with Tifnumbu. I didn't know that it was because of his the favor that Ajimobi did for his mother, Adeyinka's mother, which all of us have people who have been our own benefactor, have been benevolent, people who have interceded for us at one time of our life, in our life or the other. Abi, I didn't know. APC promised true federalism. Tifnumbu said Yorubas were marginalized by PDP. Yorubas were were pushed backward in decision making in Nigeria. Yorubas, PDP this, PDP that to Yoruba. Then they decided to become APC. I didn't know that Tifnumbu is their leader. I didn't know that singling out the Igbos, targeting them, and blaming them for the failure of the criminals who have been in charge of Yoruba land for 24 years, blaming the Igbos for it. I didn't know that it was because of Tifnumbu. The moment I know that, that was the moment I came out and I said, this guy is not speaking the mind of any Yoruba, any sane Yoruba person. So what happened? A gunman, he got so obsessed with the Igbos and he started mixing his own obsession with Igbos, obsession of Igbos. He started mixing it with the struggle for Yoruba nation, Yoruba struggle. And in the process, he started confusing himself. When his mental health, when his mental, when his mental problem became so terrible and worse, he publicly came out and he said, Tifnumbu is his leader. And people asked him, how could Tifnumbu be your leader? And we look at what is going on in Yoruba land. Tifnumbu never said a word about it. He automatically said, the reason why Yorubas must support Tifnumbu is because the Igbos don't like Tifnumbu. The Igbos are always supporting Fulanis. The Igbos are always supporting the North. But Yorubas, we are so good. We are so nice. We are so perfect. We don't support the Fulanis. We don't make deals with the Hausas. We don't do anything with the North. It is the Igbos. And look now, even though Tifnumbu made deals with the North, Awolowo made deal with the North, Obasanjo made deal with the North. Many Yoruba politicians today, they are existing because of their deal with the Northern Nigeria. But Adeyinka was like, no, Yorubas, we are so pure. We are so good. You see, the Igbos, they don't like Tifnumbu because he's a Yoruba man. And it is because the Igbos always support Fulanis. It's because the Igbos always support Hausas. In that their derangement, in that their mental problem, they started mixing the Yoruba's legitimate struggle with their hatred and self-centeredness, selfishness, which they disguised. And I said, we must separate that. Have you not asked yourself, when they came for Adeyinka Grandiot, why did the Yorubas not rise up for him? When Nigeria came for Sunday Igboho, did the Yorubas not rise up to defend him? When Nigeria came for the 12 people they picked up in Igboho's house, did the Yorubas all over the world not reacted? Ask yourselves, why did the Yorubas not react when Adeyinka Grandiot came under the arrest, the criminal charges in the UK? So don't let any of he has friends who they are watching me now. You can read their comment. By their comment, you will know them. They will tell you, Britain is detaining Adeyinka Grandiot because Adeyinka Grandiot is exposing the Nigeria. Adeyinka Grandiot is exposing UK. Don't be so misled. Adeyinka Grandiot is not standing for anything to do with Yoruba nation. He has nothing, no association, no relationship, no agenda, no mission, no advocacy that has to do with Yoruba's independence. Take that and know this, and you will know peace. Adeyinka Grandiot took his incitement in order to prove, and in all of this, he actually has no relationship with Tifnumbu, no direct relationship with anybody with Tifnumbu. He has no direct relationship with the only person he had relationship with was Ajirebi, the late governor of your state. If Ajirebi was alive, Ajirebi would have provided him a very, very good lawyer. Adeyinka Grandiot and his fellow deranged idiots on social media, they came to a point. This is why the Yorubas didn't intervene. This is why the Yorubas didn't ask questions. This is why Yorubas never protested. This is why Yorubas never wrote anything good about the Adeyinka Grandiot arrest. That's why I said separate facts from fiction. When Adeyinka Grandiot was going lyrical, how Igbos are our enemies, how Fulanis are our enemies. And I've told you, listen, if you pay attention very well to the rot in Nigeria, if you pay attention very well to the destruction of Nigeria, if you pay attention very well to the division in Nigeria, the underdevelopment, the corruption, the insecurity, and everything that is wrong with Nigeria, you will find everyone from your tribe involved. you will find everybody from your tribe involved. The people who destroyed Nigeria, they don't see themselves as Hausas, Fulanis, Igbos, or Ijos, or what have you. Now, all of una, they see yourselves. That is why you cannot agree on anything. And that is why the likes of Adeyinka Grandiot began to get followers. He started having friends. He started, because this is a prejudice that many of you have inside you. He is an Igbo man. I'm going to be careful of him. He's a Yoruba man. Be very careful of him. Oh. He's a Hausa man. Be very careful of him. Oh, he's a Fulani man. Hey, me, I don't want anything to do with him. Oh. All because the terrorists in government of Nigeria, the Fulani terrorists in government, the elite, they unleashed jihad on Nigeria. And guess what? Those who are not Fulanis, who are also collaborating with them from Yoruba land, from Igbo land, from Ijo land, from Biafra, from everywhere, they are those who indulge them. That is why the Fulani jihadists in government, they can last this long and nobody is raising a whimper. Adeyinka Grandiot, when it was done with telling us that the Igbos, we must be careful of the Igbos, we must be careful of the Fulanis, we must be careful of the Hausas, we must be careful of this, we must be careful of that. It was not done. Because this was on social media. On the streets out there, Yorubas are still landlords to Igbos. Igbos are still landlords to Yorubas in that same Lagos. All over Yoruba land, Igbos are landlord, Ijos are landlord, Hausas are landlord, Fulanis are landlord, Yorubas are landlord. Everyone, there are tenants. People are living the same way. Yorubas are traders, Igbos are traders, Yorubas are buyers, Igbos are buyers, Fulanis, Hausas, they are still there. People are still doing their things. But politically, the likes of Adeyinka Grandiot can only make sense to you if they can tell you how much you should hate yourselves. Why do the rogues who have the capacity to actually bring fairness, if they speak out for us and stop this madness, they are united up there. We are bleeding. Grandiot, when he was done with the Igbos, he turned to the rest of us in Yoruba land. That was when they started saying, if you disagree with them, you are not a genuine Yoruba. Many of you were following him, and you are alive today. This has to do with the hateful hatred and selfishness, which all lead to one thing, to one place, to Tifnumbu. And there are people like Adeyinka Grandiot in Igbo land too. So don't feel too comfortable and be like, you are right, Mayegun, you are right. Many of you too, you have your prejudices inside you. I'm just glad that Mayegun's diary political is not where you feel comfortable to start expressing all those prejudices. There are many of you, when you see a newspaper headline, online headline, this one, this, the Yorubas, you bombard, all of you have your prejudices. All you are not telling yourselves is that you are actually not the ones who are weaponizing this division. The likes of Adeyinka Grandiot, they are those who weaponize that division. So Omayegun's diary political is not a place where you can enjoy your prejudices. No, you can't. You won't enjoy it here. Because here, I know those who put us in this problem, and I know why it has lasted this long. It's because they found these prejudices inside all of you before now. And they only weaponized it. Adeyinka Grandiot turned on us, we the Yorubas. And he said, some are Yoruba liberals, some are Yoruba conservative. And I think that was the moment many people felt like, no, this guy has mental problem. No, this guy is not normal. Now this doesn't make any sense anymore. But there are people who believed him too, because they have been waiting for a time that they can lay their hands on that Igbo man shop. They are waiting for a time they are going to lay their hands on the property of an Igbo man, because Adeyinka Grandiot is making them believe that if they have no job in Yoruba land, it's because the Igbos are living in Yoruba land. Adeyinka Grandiot is inciting the Yorubas in Yoruba land that if they are poor, if they have no electricity, if they have no job, if they have no health care, if they have no good education, if they have no good infrastructure, if they have no real life, it is because Igbo man is living in Yoruba land. If there is crime in Yoruba land, it's because Igbo is living in Yoruba land. That is not Yoruba nation. That is not who we are. That is not Yorubaness in us. Because out there, Igbos, Hausas, Fulanis, Igbos, people from all over Nigeria, all over Africa, they have found home in Yoruba land. And to us, we conveniently believe that we are the most accommodating people in what is today's Nigeria. Because it is not about talking or saying it. No matter what people say and say, Yorubas did this to me, Yorubas are like this and that. People are living in Yoruba land, they are not packing and living. That is to tell you of our accommodation level in Yoruba land. That is who we are. We are not hateful people. No matter when people project that, no matter what Nigeria has become, you will not use us to further weaponize what is going to serve the interest of the criminals who put us there. This is when I said, no, this is when many people said, enough. This doesn't make any sense anymore. Because when you disagree, when you say, if you are opposed to Tifnumbu, you are not a real Yoruba. That is when the mental problem got mad. Do you get that? Like, when he was saying Igbos, the Igbos are this, Fulanis are that, this and that, Some people felt like, okay, I've heard that before, because to us, Yoruba, in Yoruba land, our rivalry, especially our rivalry with the Igbos, they are called LV rivalry to some extent. Although, people have a story of personal experiences where they will say, I will never, ever, ever have anything to do with any Yoruba landlord again because of their experience. Same people will come back a year or two later and say, what about you? They say, Yoruba, there are many. You see, my new landlord, my new this and that is a very kind man. He's so rare to the point that people are even saying it on social media. They say, you see this Mayegun, this is the only Yoruba man that I see that said, no, you see, that's your prejudice speaking through you. Because Mayegun is not the only Yoruba man that you can feel comfortable around in real life. You know that. But when you say that, it simply means you also have your own prejudice against the Yorubas too. And when you say, this Mayegun is a real Yoruba, because this is the only Yoruba man I know, that is, no, that is your prejudice speaking through you. You are not different from Adeyinka Grandiot. If you have followers, you are going to begin to pour out your hateful. And around that time, don't attach it with Biafra. Don't attach it with any legitimate self-determination struggle. That is called, scam. You are misleading people. You have your personal, ignorant nonsense going on in your head. But it is convenient if you attach it to, that's why I'm saying it to you now. So when Adeyinka Grandiot now started telling his fellow YYF criminals, many of them are abroad though, because I said, if you have the capacity to use chemical bomb, use them first. Use them. Now, people, when you use them, people will say, hey, which one be this again? Oh, hey, Egbawa, oh, we would have had what Adeyinka Grandiot was promoting can be called Boko Haram in Yoruba land. Do you understand? They will kill everyone, every Igbo in Yoruba land. Okay? They will take over their properties, and Yorubas will now have a sense of belonging. So when Yinka is saying that to them, Yinka is telling them that if not because of Tifnumbu, Yorubas will have nothing anymore in Nigeria. The Igbos, they would have taken over everywhere. And people were like, Yinka, you decrease? If you want to be this tribalistic, with what we have right now, with what Nigeria is right now, just remove Igbo from that space and put the Fulani terrorists who are armed and killing us, and it is a Yoruba man, vice president, that is promoting Ruga, so that Yorubas can give their land to Fulani herdsmen from Niger, from Chad, from Mali, not even Fulani from Sokoto, Fulani from Nigeria. It is a Yoruba man promoting that. So what is wrong with you? It is a Yoruba man, Pastor Ruga, that is promoting, that we should do cattle colony. Remove Igbos from there. Now, it was when I said, they now said Mayegun, they actually said, they said Mayegun is not a Yoruba man. Read the comment. Don't get offended, okay? Because we want them to listen to us. All right? Mayegun kick this person out. Mayegun kick that person out. Don't worry. Don't worry. I want them to listen to me. Do you understand that now? Because now so all of una go end up in different prison. If them born you well, Shebi Adeyinka Grandiot is your leader, Abi. He must have told you and taught you so many things, Abi. And you are Yorubas who is fighting for Yoruba nation through Tifnumbu. As deranged as you are, just continue from wherever Grandiot is going to hang his boot for the next 4.5 years. Continue. And at the same time, you will be tracked down. Yorubas are not violent people. Okay? And we are not hateful people. Yes, we may have our rivalry, competition, Igbo this, Igbo that. It is never to the point of us killing anybody because of Yoruba nation. Because when Yoruba nation comes, everybody is welcome. Is that not what it's going to be? Are we going to become xenophobic? Yoruba new country. Yoruba new country. They can just go mad one day, and somebody can just go live and say, oh yeah, this tribe, we should kill all of them. And they will start killing them like South Africans. That's not the Yoruba people. That's not the Yoruba we are. We have never, ever had any tribal, ethnic war or fight or clash with the Igbos in our history since they matched us with Nigeria. Never. Have we? Have we? We have never. We've never had one. Until Adeyinka Grandiot started to initiate one. And he's in the UK. Now, let me tell you how they took him down. When the UK government, they are possibly watching my video too. They have been watching us anyway. That is why I said there are some things you don't say here. There are some things that they don't even see on your face. Okay? You don't say them because you want people to make you look, you want to look like a powerful person to people. Man of action. Hey, that's why I like Mayegun. Oh yeah, Mayegun, let us shut down Yoruba land. And I'm living in the UK. And yet, the poverty capital of the world. Because I want to prove to my friends on social media that Yoruba, my group, we are very powerful. Oh yeah, let us do this and that. In the UK, that's even like kind of fear in a way. So yeah, we want to shut down. They'll say, okay, now they do ourselves. But from the UK, and I'm asking you to go and kill people. That's not Yoruba. That's not us. So it got to a